Bitcoin volatility ahead of the monthly close. That's no surprise. The question, will recent RS flips hold as support? Hey guys, it's Keith Allen, and we are seeing exactly what I've been hoping to see. Yeah, it's a Bitcoin pullback. Hope everybody's having a good day. Yeah, I'm watching a red candle grow. We actually were clued into this last night. We got a fresh trend recognition signal on the daily chart, and we're seeing that develop into a how should I say, a robust pullback towards, actually headed towards the 2021 top at 69K. Actually, we're right now at 70,356. Price is moving down, and I'm wondering if we're going to see, if things are going to level off at 70, if we're going to go to 69K, or if we're going to break through that level and invalidate this RS flip. So let's just get right into the charts, and I can give you some visuals to go along with this while I'm fumbling my way through the computer to find that screen share. Do me a favor, smash all the buttons, and if you'd like to share a comment, well, first of all, I enjoy all the comments. I appreciate them all. I engage with all of them, but live chat is open on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. So by all means, if you've got questions, if you've got insight, I'd love to hear from you. Please share. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. As you can see here, we have this big red candle growing. It's 2.75%. I was saying the other day, 3% candle, not a big deal. Well, that ended up being 4% that day. Either way, 5% candle, not a big deal in crypto. Either way, just it's a normal day of moderate to high volatility. And when we saw these, this series of big candles growing, I was happy to see us take out the mid-cycle top and the 2021 top. But if you recall, for anybody who's followed along for a while, if you recall, we've talked a lot about the number of rejections that we've had from that 69K level over time. And, this is another instance, right? We've through all the times that we've interacted with this level, and this dates back to, to the all-time high, we have not done so well holding that level, right? So as we look at things now, we have a series of rejections from that 2021 top, dating all the way, in this cycle to when we first encroached on that back in March, early March, right? So rejection, wicks below. We had, a couple of one candle above, another wick below, breakdown. Series of rejections from this, you could call them fake outs too, some of these times, but you can see how difficult it has been to RS flip this level and sustain it. And this is why I said that 69K was more significant than 70K for me in terms of an RS flip. So at the moment, looks like getting a little bit of a recoil, but I don't know that this is necessarily done yet. And to get some more insight to that, let's just take a peek over at liquidity in the order book here on Fire Charts, and you can see those red sharks have been buying this kind of robustly. We have purple whales coming in a little bit, but not convincing at this point. What I do like to see here, and quite frankly, this is the best thing I see in the chart, is that we have more bid liquidity coming in above 69K, actually insulating 69K a bit. And the reason I like that insulation is because I'd like to see a test at 69, but I don't want to see a wick below 69. If we do wick below 69, then I think that there's a good chance that we could break down a bit further. If that happens, where might we go? Where might price land? I look to the previous, to the other technical levels as potential landing zones. And obviously we have the 21-day and the 50-day down here, but I actually like the weekly chart better for that. You can see we've had several weeks of consolidation around that 21-week moving average. And I'd be very happy to see a test that if 69 doesn't hold, that would be a good spot, showing strength. Likewise, obviously it's a bit further down, and that creates opportunity for some folks. But you can see that we've had one, two, three retests of support at the 50-week moving average as well. And that would also be, I mean, that would flush a lot of people here. And that's kind of indicative of what Bitcoin and the broader crypto market like to do. So that's worth noting. Now, how come the volatility? Well, we've kind of expected the volatility. I've been telling you about that for quite some time. Obviously, today, among other things, we have a monthly close. I think it's pretty safe to say that, barring a black swan that could land on us, I think that we're going to close green here today. Um, and that means that black swan would have to come hard and fast here in the next few hours. In this environment, it could, but I think we are on pace for a green close here on the monthly. The question is, what will happen next month, right? Are we going to see an extension of this trend, or are we going to see any new signals coming from trend precognition? You can see here we're coming off of back-to-back A2 plus signals here on the A2 plus algo. I don't see any instance where we've had three consecutive monthly signals at any time in history, either bullish or bearish for Bitcoin. This time might be different, certainly, but you can see on the A1 algo down here, to get a new signal, the orange A1 slope line needs to cross this center blue line. So we wouldn't get another A1 signal. We could potentially get an A2 signal, A2 plus signal up here with an arrow. But we could potentially get a short signal if this line reverts. So after the close, meaning we get a dump. So we could conceivably see a red arrow and a red dot, or we could see a green arrow and an extension of this trend line, this A1 slope line, or we could see no signal, and then we'll look to this A1 slope line to see if it continues on this trajectory, if it maybe ticks up a bit or ticks down a bit or levels off, to give us some insight as to what we might expect here in November. Obviously, additional catalysts floating out there today. We had quite a few data points coming in on the U.S. economic calendar, core PCE, challenger job cuts, initial jobless claims, kind of a mixed bag, honestly. Job cuts came in way cooler than expected. That's positive news. The core PCE came in a little hotter than expected. Personal income coming in on pace, maybe slightly hotter than expected. That's positive. Spending up, also positive. Initial jobless claims coming in cooler than expected, also positive. Continuing claims still high, but cooler than expected, also positive. 4-week average, cooler than expected, also positive. Core PCE, as forecasted. I think the bigger numbers in terms of economic numbers are non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate coming tomorrow. So we'll be watching that very, very closely. It'll be a new month, so that could change things. Also, of course, we have something coming up on Tuesday, November 5th. That's the presidential election. Yeah, that's going to be kind of a big deal. And what happens after that is also going to be kind of a big deal, because we know that there's going to be some, how should I say? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, yeah, chaos. That's what there's going to be. There's going to be some chaos after that election. So, we're not really going to know for sure how things settle out, probably for quite some time, even if it's a landslide in either direction. There's likely going to be some court cases. And then, of course, next week we have the Fed interest rate decision. Will it be a quarter point? Will it be a half point? Will it be no points? That's all kind of on the horizon for next week as well. More potential catalysts for more volatility. So really, it comes down to, where does Bitcoin find support? And we looked at the key targets here. To me, the healthy move is, the healthy move that shows that we're the healthy and most bullish scenario would be above this 2021 top. all of these tests would be healthy as long as there's a recovery, right? So going all the way down to the other moving averages, and I mean, in the worst case scenario, in terms of downside, I mean, this would be a nasty flush at this point. But the trend line currently sits at that 50K level. I don't think that's a high probability target at this point. That said, if that were to happen, then we've got. I'm just trying to clean up the chart a little bit. We have a bunch in here from yesterday. I see. Uh, if if this were the target, I mean, if this is where we landed, that to me would be the strongest foundational support. Uh, but this would be the most bullish in terms of bullish strength right now would be right here for me. Um, let's go back to fire charts now and take a look at how this liquidity is shaping up. You know, if when you get these pullbacks, or even when you get pumps in either direction, if price doesn't hit uh, a a legitimate target, right? Something you have on your chart as a whether it is a technical target, whether it's a liquidity based target, whether it's a psychological target, whatever it is. If price isn't reaching the levels that you're eyeballing on your chart, then chances are there might be a little more uh, left in the move. This is a very good sign, in my opinion. Um, if we stopped at 70K and didn't make it down to 69K, that would suffice for me. As long as the 69K doesn't get penetrated, that to me shows a sign of exceptional strength here for Bitcoin at this stage in the game. Now, monthly close tonight. Um, this, I'm sure, messed up a lot of people who came in and longed late. Now, if you got liquidated or closed out on stop loss, I hate that for you, man. But I would just say that when you're trading in this environment, you need to leave yourself some room. You know, uh, tight stops can help you out with risk management for sure, no question. But there's a point where you can also be too tight, where you're prone to get closed out. So I would just say that when you're looking for those risk reward setups, make sure you're including some viable targets. And it was reasonable, in my opinion, it was reasonable to expect at the very least a pullback down to this level at 69K for anybody that longed the RS flip that we're still waiting to validate right now. For anybody that bought above this, right? When we came through this, I mean, everybody got excited. There was obviously a lot of buying. I mean, the ETFs, my goodness, we're talking about record numbers or near record numbers in inflows. Almost, I mean, look at what BlackRock has done this week alone, over a billion in Bitcoin inflows. Yesterday, massive day. And so this was actually looks like this is the largest day on record of inflows for Bitcoin, for BlackRock, and for the Bitcoin ETF. Now, if you want to see something funny, let's just look at ETH real quick. And 4.4 million relative to 893 million. That is just sad for ETH at this point. Nonetheless, this to me speaks to the demand element of these Bitcoin ETFs. You know, not here to debate whether this is the smart money or the dumb money. We'll know soon enough, I guess, but we certainly don't know now. But when you see this kind of buy volume, the one thing you know is this is creating this is demand, and there is limited supply on Bitcoin, and that supply issue should continue to have Bitcoin climbing. So yesterday we talked about potential targets and how high we could potentially go in this cycle, and that all remains still valid and intact. So as we watch things develop today through this monthly close and through the election, for that matter, I'm looking to see support held. Again, this is my strongest target. This is the best case scenario for me in terms of bullish strength. However, um, going to any of these levels and holding would be solid in my opinion. This is just the most, the strongest bull move uh, in my estimation. And with that, I think we have a pretty good scenario coming into the uh, into the monthly close. Alexander, good to have you here, man. Yeah, ETFs just absolutely crushing it this week. I mean, major numbers. If you follow along on Twitter, um, there's a guy named Eric Balcones from Bloomberg that pretty seems to be pretty in tune to the ETF scene. I think I posted some stuff or shared some stuff somewhere. I'm looking for that for you guys really quick. You could probably get it on the look at this. BlackRock, this isn't from Eric, but BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF has surpassed 30 billion in assets in record time. Fastest growing ETF in history. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Bitcoin, right? 16 years ago. That's legal driving age in the US, by the way. Um, Gosh, I thought I posted that. Here we go. Here's the dude. Check him out. Lots of insight into ETFs, not just crypto, but TradFi as well. Give him a follow. It's worth it. Great. He shares some very insightful stuff. And with that, I think we can wrap it here. It looks like at the moment we're seeing a bit of a bounce here, but will it be enough? We still have pressure coming up above. I think that we might get closer to testing 70K, if not getting down even here further. That would be an ideal scenario for me, is to come right down to just above 69K. Maybe pick up a bit more if we get that and we start to see buying resume. I'd be in for that. And with that, I'm going to wrap it, my friends. Hope you guys have a fantastic day out there. Happy Halloween to all. Be safe, my friends, and trade smart. That's what this is all about, trading smarter. So I hope this helps you out. If it does, do me a favor, smash those buttons down below. And also, of course, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. That's the little bell up there in the corner on YouTube. Hit the subscribe so you never miss a live stream. If you're looking for any info on any of the tools that I'm sharing, like fire charts or trend precognition, or even the MTF mean reversion indicator. Ooh, let's look and see if we got any signals coming out of this. I haven't even looked. Looks like very close, almost, but not quite, to trigger a signal here. So there's potential for that, and it looks like chart shifted down. It's around 70K for a signal at a 1% deviation. So if you're looking for insight on any of these tools, want to learn more about them, I've got tutorials on the YouTube channels, but you can find it all at materialindicators.com. There's a link in the profile for it. All right, guys, going to leave it right there. Happy Halloween. Trade smart.